United States not to fall into what it calls a disaster in the Middle East, blaming Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for stoking tensions. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi made the statement on Monday, accusing Netanyahu of meddling in U.S. policy and pushing Washington towards another regional war. In a post on X, Araghchi warned the U.S. against making any mistake involving Iran, saying Netanyahu is dictating terms to President Donald Trump over Iran's diplomacy. He also slammed the U.S. for backing Israel's military campaign in Gaza and its strikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen, describing both as failed efforts in serving Netanyahu's agenda. According to Araghchi, American actions in support of Israel have brought nothing for the American people. This comes after Netanyahu blamed Iran for the latest Houthi missile strike near Iran's main airport and vowed to retaliate. Separately, Iran is also pressing the US to drop what it calls unrealistic demands in stalled nuclear talks. In a call with EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas, Araghchi said a deal is still possible, but only if Washington adopts more logical and flexible positions. Tehran maintains it's ready to address nuclear concerns, but insists the path forward lies with the United States. Let's move over to North America now, where the Trump administration will now offer a $1,000 stipend and travel assistance to migrants who voluntarily choose to leave the United States. The Department of Homeland Security says this program is cheaper than formal deportation, which costs an average of $17,000 per person. Since taking office in January, President Donald Trump has deported 152,000 people, falling short of the 195,000 deported by the Biden administration during the same period last year. The Trump administration has been pushing voluntary departures through fines, legal status removals, and deportations to notorious foreign prisons. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says self-deportation is the best, safest, and most cost-effective way to avoid arrest. In March, the administration launched a branded app called CBP Home to support this initiative. It was previously known as CBP One under the Biden administration. President Trump has suggested that migrants who leave voluntarily could be considered for re-entry if they are good and wanted back in. However, DHS did not provide any specific pathway for legal return. The immigrant advocacy group Make the Road New York criticized the program, calling it cruel and misleading. The group urges migrants to consult with attorneys before accepting the offer. Let's listen in to what Donald Trump had to say.
It's a self-deport where we're going to pay each one a certain amount of money, and we're going to get them a beautiful flight back to where they came from, and they have a period of time. And if they make it, we're going to work with them so that maybe someday, with a little work, they can come back in if they're good people, if they're the kind of people that we want in our company, industrious people that could love our country. And if they're not, they won't. But it will give them a path to becoming, to coming.
Staying in the United States, Defense